Students, today we are going to start Unit 1, 1.3, The Pilgrim. It is a very beautiful poem. We will start with the warming up section. Make groups and discuss the following. What fatal dangers or problems did mankind face centuries ago but are no longer a threat today? Students, many years ago, man faced different problems. For example, travel. It was very dangerous to travel. He had to travel only during the daytime. The roads were not safe. There were no such sources of travels. There were robbers on the way. The places to stay were unclean. There were accidents that took place as the roads were in a pitiable condition. No bridges, no road lights. One more problem centuries ago was deadly diseases. No solution for it, no medicines for it. There were fatal diseases such as typhoid, cholera, plague, etc. High death rate were there during the childbirth. These problems are no longer now. Second question. Name few scientists, explorers, social reformers, inventors, discoverers who spent most of their lives to find solutions to some major problems, setbacks that mankind faced. For example, I will give you the name of Alexander Fleming, a great scientist who is the founder of penicillin. Next is Alexander Graham Bell. All of you know that he founded telephone. Next is Galileo Galilei, a great founder of telescope. Because of Galileo, we could know that there is a universe in the sky and many planets and many stars. Some discoverers, for example, Benjamin Franklin, who discovered the electricity. All of you know Wright brothers, the discoverers of aeroplane. Now we'll come to some social reformers, means who serve for the mankind, for the betterment of human beings. You all know their names from your history book. Swami Dayananda Saraswati, Rajaram Mohan Roy, Jyotiba Phule, Savitribai Phule, who all fought for the girls' education and widow remarriages. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who also fought for the untouchable peoples and against casteism. Next question. Did they themselves suffer from those problems? Students, no. Many of these social reformers, inventors, scientists did not suffer from these problems. But they did it to help the people who were suffering from it. What inspired them to spend the best part of their lives to research and share their findings? All these scientists and social reformers were inspired by the sufferings of humankind. They wanted to bring a change in the life of the people in the society, and therefore they eradicated the sufferings. Now we'll move to the next part, that is a grammar section. Read and understand the following poetic devices. Students, whenever we learn a poem, there is a poetic language. The poet is using some words which rhyme with each other. And to maintain that rhyme scheme, sometimes the poet has to make changes in the grammatical order. And so we come to know some of the figure of speech. Today we are going to learn one new figure of speech. Its name is tautology. Now what it is? For example, it brought joy and cheer. Joy and cheer. Both the words mean happiness. They groan with aches and pains. Both the words meaning is same. When the similar meaning words are used in the poem, in the line of the poem, that line has the figure of speech tautology. When two synonyms together are used, the figure of speech formed is tautology. Next, poets often change the proper grammatical order of the words in the lines of the poem in order to make the lines rhyme or emphasize upon something. I told you, these changes the poet makes just to make its poem more effective. The figure of speech in such lines is called as inversion or anastrophe. Means the grammatical order is changed. See the example. Up came the sun, down the hill it flowed. Students, actually it should be the sun came up. It flowed down the hill. But the poet has inversed the order of the words. So figure of speech formed is inversion. Next is when a question is asked in order to create a dramatic effect, not to get any answer. That type of figure of speech is called interrogation or rhetorical question. For example, what is this life if full of care? When can their glory fade? So these questions are not put up just to get the answer, but they are just formed there. It is an interrogation figure of speech just to create a poetic, a dramatic effect into the poem. So 3 figure of speech we learned today: tautology, inversion and rhetorical questions. Now we'll move on to our poem.